Hey everybody, we are going to Savers again today. It is Thursday. Dawn is with me. We're gonna go hit up some Savers, see what we can find. It's not the bins. We're not gonna get as good of a price, but we may be able to get better stuff. That is the plan. What do you think, Dawn?
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. Who knows why these Grinch traffic cones caught my eye. I hadn't seen them before. I picked them up. They were kind of like just made of paper, kind of cheaply made, so I'm not even gonna bother looking them up. These looked like from a distance that they could be decent, but they're fairly generic. These kind of generic toys. Somebody probably made them, like private labeled them, sent them to Amazon. They didn't sell. Let's see if we can find some stuff in the toy bags. I see a bunch of metal, like airliner planes. So Southwest, Air Force One, stuff like this. There's like 3 or 4 decent ones in here, and the bag is only $3.49. So with the discount, it's like $2.70, something like that. So I'll pick that up. This is from Jurassic Park. And this one is, what was the price? $4.49. So it's going to be like 3 something. This is going to go for about, 15 on up. I think I might be able to get 15 or 20 plus shipping. So I'm going to pick this one up. I'm diving more into the button up shirt section at Savers, at Goodwill. When I go hunting in the Goodwill bins, I'm having good lucks. It seems like every time I post 5 or 6 on eBay, one of them sells almost immediately. So we're going to see if I can't find anything. They have a bunch of this generic brand, this like Fleur de Lis brand right here, like a ton, a suspicious amount. When I see this much, it tells me that it's probably not that good. This is a stadium giveaway, Aviators. That's the minor league baseball team here. It's a little pricey for a non-jersey stadium giveaway. And even with the jersey, I'm getting them a lot at the bins right now. I don't really need to spend $5 or $6 for them because they go for about 15 on the low end. So I'm going to pass on those. This store's hat selection is the best in all the thrift stores in Vegas. They always have a ton. They get a lot of Fanatic stuff. The only issue here is they're pricey. So I would love them all to be like $2 or $3. I would probably get 5 to 10, 15 hats every time I was here if they were this price. But today, strangely, not a lot of sports stuff, a lot of generic and a lot of random like companies. The Guardians, Cleveland, I would have picked that up for a couple bucks, but even with the discount at like $6, I'm not going to pick that up. Another Aviators hat for a couple bucks, I might pick that up. But at these prices, I really love, a vintage shark tooth. That'd be dope, like one of the paint ones. That's cool. Another one for a couple bucks I'd pick up, but not at the prices they're asking. So at $5 or $6, you have to be picky. Otherwise, you're gonna lose some money. I'm gonna go to the other side of the thrift store. That side was overpriced. Maybe the other side will be better priced. Is that possible? I did find a fresh new cart of items. They had a couple of these Wells Fargo banks. They were too all over the place price-wise for me to get them. They weren't that expensive. They'd only cost me about $4 a piece. Maybe I should have got them, but they go low sometimes, so I decided ultimately to pass. Here's a couple cool toys that I also decided to pass on. This is the modern 2020 or 21 Panther from He-Man Master of the Universe. I also found a modern Battle Cat. Neither of these are worth that much used or even new. The vintage ones from the 1980s, they could be like $20 on up, depending on how much armor you have. So we are at Savers number 2. That first Savers was not very good, guys. Those toys got my hopes up a little bit, but they weren't selling for as much as I thought they would. There was the one Jurassic Park one that was just borderline worth it, so I got it. Hopefully this next one, I think we're going to go into downtown. I hope if we do, there might be a better chance to find stuff. Right now, we're still off the strip, so we'll see if we can find something at this Savers. I really love bags of cards. I suggest, for the most part, stay away from these. I decided to even stay away from these. These are late 90s NASCAR, and they really don't have that much value. I think there are some autographs and some game-used tire cards and stuff from these sets, but usually they're not going to be in those packages, so I decided to pass. Now, these are great. Dawn actually pointed these out to me. These are bobbleheads from the local team, the Las Vegas Aviators, and they just came out in August of this year. They're asking about $4 a piece, and these go well. One sold recently on auction for $32 shipped, but people are asking a lot more and buy it now. There's not a lot available, so that's a good sign. Not a lot available. One did decent on auction. I think if I put these on buy it now, I probably can get, on the low end, $40 to $45 each. On the high end, maybe $60, maybe a little bit more each. So this was a great haul. Now, these kind of toy bags at Savers are one of the reasons why I used to really, really love Savers, because I'd find these all the time. Vintage 1990s Michael Jordan. We've got a Fallout one. We've got like WWE figures, Undertaker. That's a great bag. I'm going to sell quite a few different figures in lots and separately. This is awesome. Never seen this before. The little Flintstone mobile with the tag. It's going to be like a little under $4. This is going to go in our Whatnot auction. Unique plushes seem to do well there. Right behind the Flintstone mobile, whatever that's called, we found this Battle Bus Fortnite, a little bit beat up. It was super cheap. I was going to buy it, but then I found that the back was broken at the checkout, so I decided to pass on it. This is too cool. I don't like to spend like $12 on a shirt, which is about what this is going to cost, $12.50, but this is Harley Davidson Las Vegas button-up. I saw a tan one that was somewhere about $40 online. They were asking. So I think this is probably like a $40 shirt, maybe even a little bit more. This Columbia shirt looked pretty cool. Oregon State Beavers. It made me want to look it up. Unfortunately, not worth that much. So sometimes you just want to look stuff up and just see. You know, a lot of times I don't show all the stuff I'm looking up that isn't worth anything, but that was one of them. I just thought it was unique, but apparently it wasn't that valuable. I'm starting to collect soccer jerseys. I'm not sure why I decided to do that. This is Chelsea, my favorite team, but it's too beat up, so I'm going to pass on it. But I've been looking for them. I won't buy them new. I'm only going to do thrifted finds, and I'm going to hang them up on my wall here in my office. Just kind of a fun little treasure hunt for myself. This is a cool Dale Earnhardt Sr. polo shirt, vintage, early 2000s, late 90s, winner's circle. They're asking, you know, I think it was like 6 or 7, so with the discount, I'm paying like 5 or 6. I think I'll do well on this. This is a great find by Dawn. This is a 1976 Foghorn Leghorn Pepsi or McDonald's or something cup. These are worth a lot of money. These are selling between like $50 and like $90-ish, and it's only going to be like $250. She also found this whole set, or mostly this whole set. I don't even know what they are, to be honest with you. They're different dishes. That we have a teapot that's on the left side, and there's also another piece below. But it's just so beautiful. It looks like they've never been used. Dawn looked them up, and it seems like they're worth like a lot of money, probably like $75, $80 plus for what she has. So that's awesome. This next glazed pottery plate, Dawn says is part of a set of 3 that's going for like $200. We got 2 pieces of it. We didn't end up finding the other piece, but I mean, Dawn really scored just in all those things she found right there. We may get 300. We may get even more. So this makes for a really great day along with the bobbleheads. I mean, Dawn really is the MVP of the day. And these are, even to me, someone who's not into this kind of stuff, these are really pretty, really interesting. And also the price is right on these items. We're not paying that much. Dawn inspired me to look around this section a little more. I found this brand new Balduzzi teapot. Could not find anything on it, but it was brand new, wood handles, looked amazing. I paid $7.50 for it. We're going to see if it does well. I'm going to ask like $40, $50. I honestly just went with my gut on this. We will see how it does. This is a Walt Disney World 50th anniversary women's shirt. It was like, after the discount, I think it's only going to be like $4.50. So we're going to pick this up. It's in like new condition. I think I'll get about 15 to 20 plus shipping on it. This is a vintage beach towel brand called Royal Terry. I hadn't heard of it. I think Dawn just learned about it by looking this up because it was a cool pattern. These go all over the place. 10, 20, 40, 50. This is a really cool pattern. It looks like somebody turned this into like a poncho though. So we're going to buy it, see how it does. It wasn't that expensive. That was definitely a tale of 2 thrift stores. The first one, terrible, not very good. The second one, pretty good. It shows that some days you just got to be determined and check out a couple thrift stores till you come across one that just has good stuff. I got lucky because it seemed like they were putting out some fresh stuff. A lot of the stuff Dawn got was on fresh carts. So if you can figure out at your local thrift stores when they bring out new stuff, I mean, back in the day when I used to be in Utah, we'd go to the Deseret Industry and they'd bring out carts after carts after carts, like every half an hour. And we would fill up carts, like our shopping carts, all the way full, sometimes having a couple of them. So if you can figure out what time of day they bring in stuff, that might be the time you want to go to thrift stores.